Hey, what's up, guys? I found it very hard to find evidence of these allegations that pinkchyu was having against Tectone because I am not on Twitter. And I try on YouTube and I just can't find it anywhere. I have read through all this before and I have tried, sorry for the noise, I've tried to structure it and my thoughts together, but it is very, very difficult. So I'm gonna be reading some of these tweets, the original tweets, and discussing it with you to show you what I see from it and stuff like that. And it's okay because there's free titties there, so you'll be entertained while enjoying nice views and stuff like that. So she, I guarantee you, this video will be worth your time. Now, let's start from this one. They're free. This is May 26th. This could be possibly hinting that she and Tecton did break up. And the shirt. Okay, this is the wrong Twitter. If I look at this Twitter, I won't find anything other than I think this may be a little bit of something that may coincide. Please like my posts. I need money and my landlord is not happy with me. That might be foreshadowing. I think those two tweets are foreshadowing to something. Okay, let's go up to the top. This was the account that posts everything. It's her account, so it is what it is. Okay, let's go down. November 20th. How are you supposed to feel if a guy is abusive and makes you cry, then shoves your head on his crotch and demands you suck him off, and his excuse is emotions just turn me on when you cry? Okay, I hear a lot of people talking about that she's doing this for um, clout. I guess that makes sense, but there's a problem. Tectone is well liked by majority. So the most she's gonna be getting is a lot of harassment from Tectone's fan base and bullying. And I don't think anybody really want to set up themselves for that. So I don't understand the reason why she would put this out for that purpose. And it's always girls tend to always vent out everything they hold on in a relationship when they're in a relationship. I don't know why they do it, but when the relationship is over is when they will come out and say what was really on their mind. They'll kind of keep things to themselves and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I don't think that's one of them. I don't think this is one of them. That definitely look nice. I don't think this is one of them either. All right. So this is another one. November 20th. I feel so much better. Thank you for the love and support. I hope the next girl sees it and is able to stand up for herself. I think I need to say my piece so I could move on. I don't care about things blowing up. I just wanted to side my side to be heard. And I think that maybe is because of venting out their frustration, and one of the ways on releasing frustration on topics that you don't are not resonating well with is indeed to vent it out, to talk about it, and to just let it out there. And I understand that part. Okay, the next one is November 20th, same time. I see some comments that are worried. Okay, this is just something that talking about people that are worried, and she's talking about no, she doesn't live there anymore, and she's at a different place, and that's okay. So I don't really need to go into that one. Another one. I hate that people warned me. I didn't listen because I was so manipulated. I hate that I was lied to when another girl who went through worse was trying to come forward. Me and her are good now, but I should have listened. When you're in it, you feel blind to reason. There's a lot to take away from this tweet in particular. The fact that she said she hate that people warned me, meaning that Tectone is a controversial figure, and I think many people may have wondered about Tectone and what he would do, and you're in love and stuff like that. You're gonna just brush it aside and say, "Oh yeah, these are just things that people are saying because they have beef with the guy and stuff like that." A perfect example is what they tried to do with MTash by saying that it is because MTash don't like Tectone why MTash was calling him out on the thing that he did wrong with hex juice. I think maybe I need to do a full video on that particular my thoughts about that. But that's something that's dead in the water. I understand this because you want to judge people for yourself. Even though you may have people coming in and saying, "Oh, don't trust this girl. She's bad news. She's red flag." But on the other hand, she's hot. So let me figure it out for myself. And this she did clarify that she now realized that she was wrong, and now she's friend with such person, and the such person she's talking about was Tectone's ex-girlfriend before her. I believe she mean that she tell her that these are things that are going to happen in the relationship, and she's like, no, I don't see that, and I can understand that. Oh man, I have to go a little bit deep into that. Tectone has a fake personality. The fake personality is not the one that he says is on streaming the way he behaves normally on stream. The fake personality is being too nice. And the reason why I know this is because it's very hard to maintain a a fake image for a very long time. It's a very hard thing to do. You're streaming, your natural personality is just gonna seep in. You're the most entertaining when your natural personality seeps in. And I believe what he portrays himself on stream is what he actually is. The nice guy, the pretending to be a nice guy that he always say he is behind the scenes and that stuff, I believe that is a complete bullshit. And the reason why I say this is because whenever there is something, and I've seen this multiple times, he mentioned that all of the things, good things that I do to you means that you should not criticize me. Same thing happened with MTash. This is not somebody that is nice. Not because I do something nice for you means that I expect that you should always scratch my back and you should never call me out on things. And I can't believe I'm going into this issue again, but what MTash did at the time with the incident with Hex Juice, there are a lot of things that happened that was clearly obvious. It was clearly obvious that Tectone dismissed X Juice points and made her feel like what her opinion doesn't matter and only his opinion is the right opinion. He didn't see that, and I give him credit for that. Tecton didn't see that. A lot of people saw that. I saw that, and I said that, bro, what the? Why are you treating extras like that? Almost to the point where she almost broke down on stream, and I won't pull that video up. It's there for you to see, I believe, somewhere. But it was so bad. Then MTash was talking about how, and I see this too, how Tecto might not believe that he's doing things wrong in his eyes, but to somebody else, the person getting it, and I could say this in a phrase. You're going down the road and you're kicking a frog. You see this as fun. The frog doesn't see it as fun. The frog is being traumatized. And that situation spilled out into Mtash being jealous of Tectone, and that he spin it into his narrative so he can attack Tectone. Look here, and I'll be very honest. Up, any friend you have that is gonna agree with you 100% of the time, every single time, is not your friend. That's a booty kisser, and that's what Extras is to some point. Well, I don't think Extras is that to some point because she did try to fight back. But in the end, she get manipulated into believing, or gaslight to be precise, into turning around and attacking MTash. It's it's ridiculous, really. Anybody that is 100% with you always is not your friends. Your true friends are the one that when you do a messed up thing, they will pull you to the side and say, "Bro, I know you don't see it, but what you did here was messed up." And that was what MTash was doing. But many people look at it at MTash being jealous. And this is ridiculous. I think his name is Ryoshu or something like that. He's one of our Tectone's arbiters. And he painted the picture in such a way that if you did not have full knowledge of what happened, you would think that this was clearly an attack on MTash that was delivered to Tectone, like he was just attacking Tectone and Tectone was in the right in all the situation, when that was not the case. It was painted in such a picture that made Tectone look like the right guy here when that was clearly not the case if you know the full picture, if you know the full context. There are people around Tectone that didn't really side with him in that situation. One in particular was Mr. Pokey, the other was Box Juice. And when they realized that Box Juice wasn't siding with Tectone in that situation, Tectone came to him, Ryoshu, or that red ear VTuber guy, and Hex Juice, three different calls in Box Juice channel when in stream telling him not to react to it because they realized that Box Juice was not really on his side with this, and Box Juice was really understanding what MTash was saying. And I'm sorry I kind of went off the topic, but it's like something that kind of bothers me still to this day. You don't treat friends like that. That's messed up. I much prefer having friends that will tell me when I'm doing wrong rather than friends that are gonna kiss my cheeks all the time and say that I'm doing right every single time because the person you want to tell you that you're doing wrong is your friends, not your enemies. You don't because when your enemies see that you're doing wrong, it's too late. And it is what it is. The manipulating part, as I said, this has to do with the fact that he has such a way to making people believe things that are not so. A perfect example was Hex Juice because Hex Juice was clearly pissed about that situation, but in the end, he turned it around and somehow MTash was a problem. Sorry, I went into such a tangent, but I think it is okay. It's okay. It's okay. Another inspiration. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. November 20th, or when you asking that you don't feel comfortable doing something sexual and he records you and demands you stop making faces and pretending you like it. Ooh, that is bad. Now, that is bad. That's just all there is to say about that. That is bad if that is true. That is bad. And another one, November 20, he doesn't touch you, doesn't have sex with you, just keeps you around as a blowjob machine and degrades you, make you feel ugly, don't wear baggy clothes, straighten your hair, At least wear eyeliner around the house, your self worth totally crushed. Now, for guys, I understand if you don't really get why this is a problem, but I can tell you this: a girl's insecurity is dangerous. Girls are, and I'm not saying this as girls being insecure mean that they're weak or anything like that. It's totally okay. But you have to make sure that you make your girl feel like she's beautiful, even if it's a lie. You make sure she feels like she's beautiful at all times, make sure she's loved. Don't put her in a situation where she feels insecure about herself because that can affect her mentally and it can have drastic effect on a woman. It always has. And doing stuff like this, like you don't see it, I guess so. But if I told my girlfriend, don't wear baggy clothes, straighten your hair, at least wear eyeliner around the house, what I'm basically telling her is that you don't look good unless you wear makeup. The only thing I value in you is your physical appearance. That's what you're telling your girl right there. And that can mess up a girl's emotional status ridiculously. And the next thing is that the girl won't come out and say it right away, but she may bottle it and she may cry about it, and you may wondering what's wrong. I've been there. I have a girlfriend. So I understand this. It happened to me a lot. There are times when I do something wrong and I ask her what's wrong. She will never say what's wrong. She wants me to figure it out what's wrong, and sometimes I understand it's very difficult. I wish girls would actually tell us, communicate a little bit more. But that could have even tied to the point where she was making before that she was crying, and he told her to suck him off because emotional. Many people are believing that this is fake and that she is like just cloud chasing. And I can tell you why I don't believe this is the case. A girl making 100 different tweets or 100 different messages about similar topics, but just quoting things that happen, is something that girls do. And I'm not being misogynistic or anything about that. It's just like girls normally do that. And that's something you can't fake that. If it was just one single tweet explaining everything, I can understand that being fake. But this is not one single tweet. This is like 20 or so tweets, which means that it's like bad memories coming up for the girl. And as soon as these bad memories come up, she just have to post it because it's a way of venting her frustration. And I think maybe one of the reasons why she didn't report it to the police, as many people talk about, was because you have to remember, in order for a girl to go into a guy, for most cases, they have to really like the guy. It's an emotional thing for most parts. That's why girls, when they cheat, is always on emotional basis. It's never really, or it's very rarely based on physical attributes and stuff like that. Though it happens all the time, girls very rarely just want a hookup relationship. They want somebody to be with forever. That's why when you have sex with them, they want to cuddle with you and stuff like that because they're in it for the emotional part. So many people wonder why SA victims, they don't really report the person that do stuff to them, and it's because it's very complicated. That's all I could say. Oh, this is very hard to deal with, man. It's very hard to deal with. This is the thing that I was mentioning. Guilt trips you into giving blowjobs and says, "Do your job. You don't pay rent. I took you to a water park, so you owe me." And all you can do is sleep upstairs because you know what he's going to keep telling you to do. Now, this is she mentioning that he only used her to for blowjobs, and this have ways to be proven because the mention of do your job, you don't pay rent was then clarified by a video with Tectone, that Tectone basically said that she doesn't pay rent, but she has task, which means that there's some agreement that she does stuff that segregate her from paying rent, which I can find kind of bad because I would never tell my girlfriend that, hey, you're my girlfriend, you need to pay rent. Nor have my girlfriend ever tell me that I need to pay rent. It I this is especially somebody that has money. Your girlfriend shouldn't be paying rent, bro. That that in itself is a red flag right there. And she said that he took her to a water park. I don't know that if anybody in the chat know of the time when Tectone take her to a water park. If that is proven, if we know that there was a time that he took her to a water park and they filmed it, this may even further back the claims. There's another thing that is gonna come up or had came up about the NDA. She mentioned something about an NDA, and then he mentioned something about an NDA, which means that there's something going on for real. November 20th. Or you say you don't want to do it anymore and you shove your head down till you throw up. Yeah, basically mean giving that stuff, that head. And November 20th, again, why is it when victims try to come forward about SA, they get silenced by cloud chasers, arbiters, and CEOs trying to line their pockets from advertisers? How many women with the same story have you say something till people realize they're protecting an abuser? And this is the arbiters, I can understand these are people like Ryoshu or whatever that Red VTuber is. I don't even remember. These are people that Ashinia, I think. These are people that I used to follow, bro. These are people that I didn't hate. I used to follow them. I used to follow Tectone until I saw what happened with the MTash incident, and then I realized that Ryushu is not real. I unfollowed him. Tectone is not real. I unfollowed him. I maintained my following with MTash. I maintained my following with Mr. Pokey, and I maintained my following with Box too because they're genuine. I prefer someone genuine because at the end of the day, when somebody is that manipulative and that bad and they can clearly see it and they live in denial and don't want to admit the fact that yeah I'm effed up, then I look into this and I say this is not people I want to be following. And this is what she's mentioning here, is that there's a lot of booty kissers, and booty kissers are some like hex Jews to some degree, and the other VTuber guy that I mentioned, I don't even remember his name, but you kind of get the point that I'm making. And companies would go around to protect the content creator and make sure that yeah things are okay. And you see it happen a lot in these big industries. That Dr. Disrespect mentioned it, to be honest, that there are a lot of peds on Twitch that Twitch cover up on a daily basis, and it's unfortunate. October 20, I don't think this is used to have someone in my life that would call me stupid, dumb, the R word, that I was ugly and needed to keep my hair straight. Just wanted to post this to remind you that you're beautiful and don't let people who put you down dictate your life. You're amazing as you are. And she's not ugly, bro. To say that a girl is ugly because they don't wear makeup or something like that, this That's messed up. And honestly, it goes back to what I said. Like, girls take that kind of stuff very seriously. Emotional trauma they can get from somebody calling them ugly and stuff like that is ridiculous. The emotional boost they get from when somebody calls them beautiful is ridiculous. It's just how girls work. Girls work off emotions, and that's it. And then it has baffled me how this streaming industry acts like a mini Hollywood, blacklisting victims so no one will hear them out, no one wants to support them publicly, so victims are afraid to speak up, and millionaires are abused that abuse women just continue to get away with it. And if you don't know what she's referring to, I've done a little bit of research. Tectone no stand for OTK, streaming house platform something, and there was an incident about OTK before that the members of OTK was trying to cover it up. So it's what's that saying? I don't remember the saying, but if somebody do something one time, of course they will do it again. I don't remember the saying, but if they try to cover up that incident, it's possible they might see things that happen between her and Tectone, and they will keep their mouth silent. Because another saying, don't bite the hand that feed you. And why I don't like this is because not because somebody is paying you money or taking care of you financially doesn't give them the right to abuse you. It should not happen. You should be treated with respect, no matter if somebody is taking care of you or not. Okay, this is some promotions. This is another. Well, that's not. After some thoughts, this individual doesn't deserve my attention or stream audience. He'll just turn it into drama. So here's my response and my final warning. So she means that he always turns it into drama, which is true. He's a drama baiter. I am asking now for you to stop mentioning me on stream and attacking my character. I am not a liar, and you know all the things you did. So for your best interest, stop saying my name and sending me harassment. You are trying to bait me into drama, but you're honestly not worth my time. There's a reason you have the reputation you do, and attacking me isn't going to fix it. Now kindly back off. Which is true. He does have a reputation based on recent events, and oh my god, we could go through all days. We could go through all day. I don't know how much of these. After everything this man has done to hurt me, you think he'll move on, let me heal and live my life. His body's harassment campaign failed, so now he can't get over that. I'm doing better off without him and move on. This was November 7th. If you're dating a sexist bigot, dump them. From personal experience, you'll feel much better. Now, this goes on and on, bro. There's just so much of it. But I'll have to just end it now and have my final say. And I don't think she's lying here. I really don't think she's lying. And the reason why I don't think she's lying is because of the way she's going through emotions and the fact that this is just not like a one day thing where she just posts one thing, but it's almost as if the trauma that she had faced throughout the relationship just keep on coming up in her mind, and then she posts about it and stuff like that. No, I don't know who threw the first bullet. I don't know if it was like him suburbanally mentioning her in some way, and then it just snapped her, and then she still start re venting all the frustration that happened to her in the relationship, which I can see him doing. I've seen him do it before, where he mentioned somebody without mentioning their. He literally just did it a few days ago when he mentioned her. He did it with MTash, where I can see him mentioning somebody without mentioning their name, and then taking shots at them and thinking it's okay, and then this could have triggered her for saying all of this. Or it could be that it just festered in her for a while, and then she just can't bear it enough, and then she aired out line. And people are right. She didn't go to the police because she wasn't necessarily seeking legal action. She wasn't necessarily seeking for him to go to jail because of what he did or something like that. She just wanted to let people know what she went through in the relationship, and I don't see that far-fetched from being a reality. And many people talk about this being something that a cloud chaser, she's cloud chasing. I don't see that happening, and the reason why I don't see that is because I don't see she's getting too many views from this at all or anything like that. I don't see how this benefits her whatsoever. There's no monetary gain for this or whatsoever, and nothing like that. There's literally nothing here to gain for being for coming out with this. Because if she wanted money for this, of course she would find like a lawyer and then attack him with a monetary intent. But as you can see, this was not the case. It was not the case for her to get a monetary advantage over the situations or anything like that. I could guess if it is for ruining his career, but honestly, this I don't think will ruin Tectone's career. Anybody following Tectone at the moment understand that this guy is a douchebag. And the audience that he has right now is a clear reflection of that. The way they treat women is a clear example of that. So it's not like he's gonna lose anything at all from it, really. So I don't understand why people think that this is a financial gain. As I said, the reason why I don't believe this is fake is because of the way she talked about it. If it was just one Google Doc receipt with everything, I can understand this being fake because it will be clearly a setup. But this seems to be like things that are dripping out subconsciously that she just can't control within herself anymore, and she just have to vent it out in some form of way. And I think posting it on Twitter is one of the ways that she can vent it out a little bit and feel a little better about herself. And if these things that she said happen are true, I implore people, guys out there, guys that watch my channel, when you have your girlfriend, which you will, or those that have their girlfriend right now, treat your girl kindness. Don't treat her like what is mentioned in these tweets right here. It's not good to do this because it affects them in a dangerous way. That's all I have to say. Where I've seen this, I understand why I couldn't find evidence of these tweets to begin with, and it's because she just posts a lot of these. And I think many people don't really realize that this is a character trait of somebody telling the truth because that's something hard to do, to be coming out and dropping snippet. If it was something that was construct and properly put together, that's planning. That's where we can honestly see that this was something that's particularly made to stage to sink his career. But obviously it's not. This looks like something that was been has been pent up for her for a while and it's just leaking out. And the other problem that I have too is that, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, that if you're a guy and every girl you've been with is failing for the exact same reason, maybe the problem isn't the girl, but it's you. And it's possible, and I can see him not seeing this because this is a guy that never believes that he is wrong. And there's many God, I can't talk. There's many incidents in the past that I've seen on his streams that clearly backs up what I'm saying. He believes he has the right answer and everybody have the wrong answer. The only time he ever change is when he gets significant backlash on it. A perfect example is when he disregard a content creator's early review on Zenless Zero and saying he's bad because he didn't play the game fully. I have done YouTube before. I have a other channel that's bigger than this, and that channel has to do with game reviews. And I used to do these contents, which is called first impressions. It is something that is very important because not everybody's going to be staying in the game, playing it through. Not everybody's going to watch One Piece to the dirty part to get to the good part. I am one person that's not going to do that. So, to disvalue this person, and then he has to walk it back when he realized that he got a lot of heat for it. It was the funniest thing. This man says he's not a narcissist, but he's the living and walking definition of a narcissist. Everything that he does clearly points out that he's a narcissist. And he surrounds himself with arbiters and yes men, which is completely right. And again, I'm not approaching this video from somebody that like hates Tectone or something like that. I don't hate the guy. I'm a degenerate. Like it's in my YouTube name. Like, that's the reason why I followed him for a certain amount of time. And then the drama incidents start coming up, and then I realized that wait a minute. I saw it for myself, the whole MTA situation with Hexjuice. I saw the way he deal with Hexjuice, and it was messed up. And everything that MTA saw, I saw that too. And when MTAS tried to prove the point of what he was trying to make, I saw how they flip the narrative and make it about MTAS don't like Tectone. Oh my god, I didn't want this to be a venting video or anything like that. I'm sorry that this is a long video. I believe that this will be the last one I make on this topic. I hope to God that she has evidence, and I think maybe she does. If she have that video that was mentioned that he was recording it and say do it anyway and pretend that you like it, I hope she has that video, and I hope when Tectone take her to court and she shows that video, he gets what he deserves. Because I believe the reason why Tectone is pursuing this legal action is because Tectone is so confident in himself that she doesn't have any evidence of what happened. So he believed that he can manipulate her into backing down because he believed that she's gonna see this and say that, oh, I don't have any evidence that would prove my claims, so I'll just back down and say none of this is none of this happened, none of this is real. He is acting like a major corporation. I have seen this happen with major corporations like Nintendo. They do under iron tactics to keep and silence people, and that's just not right, bro. That's really not right. But what are your thoughts? This is the last time I'm making a content on this particular issue. I will probably revisit this when the truth comes to light very soon, probably, because Tectone claimed that he was going to file legal action. I have not heard anything since then, but we'll see.